Christmas. Everyone loves Christmas. I mean, like, come on, what is there not to love? Whether it is getting presents, listening to your favorite Christmas tunes, meeting up with your mom, drinking eggnog, and best of all, pregnant woman. Wait, what? Anyways, Christmas is great, but you know what's not great? Christmas games. For every competently made Christmas game, there were 10 absolute garbage ones. And naturally, because I'm a complete masochist, I've decided to take it upon myself to try out several bad Christmas games. So let's begin. First up is Home Alone for the SNES, because what's more festive than child abandonment and theft?
Well, this looks promising.
It's great to be out of the slammer, Harry. You said it, Marv!
Alright, enough of this. Let's actually start the game.
I got a gun?
So the concept of Home Alone on the SNES is pretty simple. Search every nook and cranny for valuables and drop them into the dungeon downstairs. And all the while, you must avoid the two guys from the movie and the Italian mobsters? This honestly leaves so many questions, like why are we gathering these valuables to begin with? Why are we dropping valuables into the basement? Why is the house this big? Why is there pizza in the toilet? Better yet, why are you eating it? Aside from finding valuables stashed around the house, you also can find pizza, which will restore your health, and ammunition for your weapons. You also can set traps for enemies, or you can trigger ones that are already set up, like dropping bowling balls on enemies' heads. Ouch.
It's even more frightening. A ginger.
Easily the worst part of this game is finding the valuables though, as you must search every nook and cranny in the game by pressing up on the D-pad, and they literally could be behind almost any object. Not to mention you have to dodge enemies the entire time, and they respawn every time you leave the room. Oh. Why did they choose this to be the death animation though? What's funny is there's nearly an identical version of this game actually on the original Game Boy too, which is honestly just a simplified version of what this game basically is.
Help, he's trying to ditty me!
Next we have the Polar Express for the Game Boy Advance. The original movie was a magical journey to the North Pole, but this game looks to be just a journey to pain and disappointment. Oh yes, this is going to be promising. After typing in our name, we then immediately are greeted by some still shot cutscenes from the movie.
Christmas Eve. A boy lies perfectly still, waiting for the sound he fears he'll never hear.
You coming?
Where?
Well, with P. Diddy, of course. This is the Diddy Express.
Let's just fast forward these. I want to see the actual game. I got a golden ticket, aren't I, Sigma? Well, 5 seconds in, and judging from that walking animation, this one's going to be an experience. The Polar Express is a simple side-scroller that ticks all the boxes. Basic platforming, pulling and pushing conveniently large boxes, finding collectibles, and a lot of different other mini-games. You play as the main protagonist of the movie, which I can't remember the name of, with every level having the exact same formula. Find 3 sleigh bells that are scattered across the level, and then find the exit. Which all the levels were pretty darn boring because there was no enemies in them. There's also power-ups in the levels, like a magic wand that makes you completely safe from harm, but only for a short while.
Make you disappear. Now he's turned into the golden child.
And a pogo stick that literally breaks after 3 uses. Must have been made in China. Not to mention, there are a few minigames, such as driving a train, and also a few different platforming sections, which kind of help break up the gameplay a little bit. Either way, I could barely play through half of this game though before I got immensely bored with it. So, yeah, that's enough for the Diddy Express. Let's go to the next game. Our third game is Elf Bowling 1 and 2. Ever wanted to play as Santa and abuse your workforce? Then this 2-pack of games are for you. The premise is simple. It's bowling, except instead of using pins, you're using elves. Oh, God. Are you alright?
We just wanted a raise!
Oh, do you think you're too cool for minimum wage? And that's literally the entire first game. Just throw bowling balls at elves, and they will make fun of you if you miss.
Come on, throw the ball over. Is that all the balls you got, Santa?
And occasionally fart.
Hey, Elliot, park it.
The second game in this 2-pack is Elves in Paradise, where instead of throwing bowling balls at elves, you play shuffleboard with elves in their underwear. I have so many questions. Why are the elves in their underwear? Why is there a second Santa? Why is he wearing blue? Is he a Democrat? Either way, both these games got really old after about 5 minutes each. Our next game is Santa Claus Saves the Earth. I hate it already. The premise to this game is downright It's one day before Christmas, and an evil witch sees through her magic copper that Santa is planning on delivering presents to all the boys and girls across the world. How can this happen? Screamed Nilum. Lady, he does this every year. What have you been doing this whole time? This makes her absolutely furious, and she decides to throw him into a magical world to stop him from delivering presents. And so it's up to us to play as Santa Claus and escape from the magic land. Alright, Area 1. Let's hope this is good. What is this game? I'll tell you, it's garbage. There is not a single good thing I can say about this game. The soundtrack is absolute bollocks. It is beyond clunky to play, and even the attack animation sucks, as whenever you swing the sack around to take down enemies, Santa moves backwards, which makes it almost impossible to hit enemies with. Not to mention you pick up cans of Bud Light to restore your health. I played the game up until the second level, and I literally couldn't play it any further than that. The game is awful in every way possible. Santa saves the Earth? This game is beyond saving. So, what have we learned today? Christmas games suck, or at least the majority of them do. From grown men chasing little boys to throwing elves in their underwear. All of these games were kinda bad in their own right. But hey, most Christmas games are. There are way more bad Christmas games out there. So, if you're interested in a part 2, there's a lot more out there to cover. Make sure to subscribe to Daddy, and have a great New Year's.